What point of reference is not flawed when looking at someone and assuming their age? Let me know.
You compare them to other people in the world that you've seen that age?
A lot of people in the world that I've seen around that age look pretty good because I know my parents for their age that they are, and I know other celebrities for the age that they are, and they all look pretty
Celebrities.
decent. I don't know many people in my real life outside of my parents and who I see on TV that are older, so what do you want from me?
Nothing.
I thought so. Welcome to Too Much.
Our podcast about, well, whatever.
From issues of the world to topics of lesser grandeur. We've got you covered with a little bit too much to say about everything.
So, let's start the show.
One day I might be Barbara, another I might be Jimmy. Today I'm Michael.
And today I'm scared of sinkholes. Cody.
Sinkholes. Why are you scared of sinkholes?
There's this 12-year-old kid in Manitoba who got caught in a sinkhole.
Oh, did he die?
No, he got rescued.
Lucky.
Yeah, lucky is right.
Those things are serious.
I know. I didn't even think they had sinkholes in Canada.
No, I rarely hear people call them a sinkhole. They normally just say quicksand, but I guess quicksand is like for sand and sinkholes is more like a muddy texture.
I guess so.
Yeah, there were sinkholes close to my house.
Oh, yeah?
Cows always died in it.
That's so sad.
I know, because it's like they're unassuming and it's just what it is.
Exactly.
I remember a kid got caught in it once. Like, literally, the sinkhole, I could stay from my bedroom window and, look, a ways and maybe a mile down into, some farmland or something. It was there. And the kids used to always go there. And the parents were always like, don't go there. You want to die? But, kids.
Why didn't they put, rocks around it or something to signify?
Oh, yeah. Things were there. You know what it is when you get there.
Oh, okay.
But kids are stupid. And if you tell them it's dangerous, they want to go anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
My older siblings would go there all the time with their friends. I've been there once in my lifetime. It's funny because I didn't even remember this until, today.
It's the danger.
And when I went the one time, my friends were swinging on a rope from a tree. There was a big tree close to it. They would tie a rope and they would swing over the sinkhole. I'm like,
are you guys so messed up?
Daredevils, or are you just asking to die?
Honestly.
I was like, I'm going to stand over
Wait
here.
till one of you falls in and dies.
I'm going to have to be the one to run and go get someone's parent when I have asthma. You're going to die by the time I get to your parent.
And it's so hard, even when you get people, it's hard to get them out.
Yeah. I could never do something that stupid. But I would watch my friends do something that stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if I would watch. I'd probably be like, I'm getting out of here. Because I am not going to be around when shit goes down.
I was telling you, yesterday, that, I've experienced death quite a bit.
You've seen death?
Well, tomato.
Oh, you've died?
I've experienced people around me dying.
Yeah. Experienced death.
It's more dramatic when you say it that way.
Yeah, I bet. Lies are dramatic.
I've seen plenty of people draw their last breath. That's an exaggeration. I wouldn't say plenty, but maybe more than 5. Which to some would be plenty.
Yeah, that's kind of plenty when it comes to death.
Most of them happened when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, how am I well-adjusted? Am I even well-adjusted? Am I kind of...
I mean, there's nothing
weird?
Wrong with seeing dead people.
I feel like... Why are people hitting up my phone? Oh, I just got a message from one of our loyal listeners, Asia. Asia, happy vacationing in LA. Happy for you, girl. Wish I was there.
Nice.
Wish I was there. I wish I could go anywhere because we're in lockdown, strict lockdown.
Yeah, everything's closed again. All the stores are closed.
To the point where premier, and I guess a premier in Canada would be the governor in America. This guy is a weirdo. He's if you're leaving the house for non-essential reasons, a police officer is free to stop you and ask you for your ID and ask you where you're going and probably give you a $900 fine. Everyone was like, this is some bullshit. And even the police officers in all the regions in our province were tweeting, no, we will not be arbitrarily stopping people and asking them for ID and questioning them because that's not constitutional.
They know how problematic it has been in the past to do that, so they're not just going to bring it back.
Extremely problematic for a lot of minority communities as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That have issues with the police as it stands.
Mm-hmm.
So thankfully, the police here are acting like they have some sense. What have you been up to? So I know what you've been up to. Tell the people what you've been up to.
I moved into my new home.
Yeah. My arms are sore, so you're welcome.
They're not that sore. Michael helped me move. He acts like I owned a mansion before. I was living in an apartment, so all we did was move a bed. A bed and a dresser and stuff. He didn't even help move the couch because I left the couch at my old place. I threw it out. I got a new couch coming tomorrow. That
couch was raggedy. The moment I saw that couch, I was like, where do you get this from? Off the street?
It was not that raggedy. Michael just has a habit of going into people's personal spaces and shitting on things that they own before anyone asks him for his opinion.
Okay, I do that to people who I know personally.
I knew Michael for 2 weeks, and he said I needed to buy a new bed. You remember that?
I can't say I recall, but
and I was I must have had a great reason to say that. Where's this guy's home training? I barely know him for 2 weeks, and he's telling me that things that I bought with my money are shit.
I never said that.
Yeah, you did.
I never said the things you bought with your money are shit. You're gaslighting right now.
No. That's how I felt, but I'm saying you came in and said, you need to buy a new bed.
And I
didn't ask.
I don't recall saying that to you, so I can't even respond to that. That's not a conversation I remember. But I do remember saying that the couch needs to go. And it's gone.
Yeah, because I wanted to get a new couch.
Good for you. You're welcome.
Yeah, but I'm going to get something when I want to get it, not when someone comes in and tells me, oh, you need to get a new one.
Listen, if we're friends, I will be brutally honest with you. It's not like I'm going to strangers and be like, this is not cute.
You only knew me for 2 weeks when you said that about my bed.
Basically that means strangers. Oh my god, it's snowing right now. I thought it was supposed to snow tomorrow.
Yeah, snowing's an exaggeration, but you can see the precipitation in the air as it falls.
It's going to snow tomorrow, but you can see it's starting right now. So you moved. I did a fun little video today on Patreon where I created a very cute masterpiece, if I may say so myself. It's inspired by one of my favorite drag queens right now, and it's me doing a little Drag Race challenge. What was that laugh for?
Drag Race challenge. Are you saying that that's worthy of the main stage?
If I went on the main stage with this, I would gag them. Are you kidding me? Michelle would gag.
Physically.
Oh boy, I surround myself with haters. But yeah, I'm proud of it. I was going to do something a little different, but I chose different materials at the end because it was easier. I feel like if you're going to do something, why not choose the easiest way to do it? Why stress yourself out?
Most people would say if you're going to do something, you might as well do it right.
But it's done perfectly fine.
Those are different words than what I said, so.
Anywho, I'm proud of it. Go over to my Patreon, subscribe, check it out. You'll be one of the first people to see it before I actually wear it when I'm reacting to the grand finale this Friday. So that's pretty cool.
Can you believe the season is finally ending?
Thank God.
I know.
Since January 1st until now, this is 420. Today's 420.
Yeah.
Do you smoke?
I don't.
No little CBD, no nothing like that? Or what do they call it? CBD, CBD? CBD, yeah.
No.
I am not a smoker. My dad is a Rastafarian, so he does smoke marijuana, or what we call it back home, ganja. But I don't. The first time I took a puff or a hit was from my dad.
How old were you?
Oh God, I don't remember. I was young. I was pretty young. I was because I have asthma. He's like, try this. And I'm like, I have asthma. He's like, I know.
I know.
I tried it and I was coughing. He's like, you're inhaling too much. I'm like, I don't need this in my life. I'm
too
good.
much.
But yeah, have fun to those of you who enjoy a little recreational hemp products or whatever here and there. Just don't overuse or abuse your substances, guys. But yes, Drag Race is coming to a close. Who do you think is going to win? Who's your winner?
I really think Gottmik might win.
Is it that Gottmik is your winner, or you feel like Gottmik will win because of certain things?
I feel like Gottmik will win because of certain things, but I won't be mad if she does.
But who would you like to win, though?
I think I would like Simone to win, but I also don't know if I'm being biased because I usually do favor the Black Queens, like just right off the bat. So looking at it kind of objectively, I know it's really close between Gottmik and Simone. So I wouldn't be mad if either one won. But I'm Team Simone.
This is how I see it. I feel like even though Simone has 4 wins, Rose has 3, Gottmik has 2, Candy has 1, Rose is not going to win.
Yeah, I don't know. She's not going to win.
Yeah, Candy will not win. It's between Gottmik and Simone. And the reason why I'm hoping that Simone wins is because she's a great queen, 1. She's supposed to have 5 wins, 2. I feel like that last win they gave to Rose, well, not the last one. Was it the last one? The acting challenge. They gave it to Rose. And I don't think Rose deserved it.
Oh.
In my personal, humble opinion.
The Honey, I Shrunk the Queens.
Yeah, I felt like Simone was a better contestant in the acting challenge. I think her denim pocket runway was better than whatever Rose wore because I don't even remember what Rose wore for the pockets.
She wore the outfit I thought that Trixie would like.
That mod outfit.
You know what? They were pretty even in the challenge, but Simone's runway would have put her over the top.
And I even think Simone was better in the challenge. You know why? Because even though it's an overacting challenge, Rose's character was just like, I don't even know. I wasn't getting much from it. And then every now and then she would say a line, and the line would just be like, hey, watch it, lady! Or, it was like a really weird thing where it didn't feel like it was one character. It felt like it was maybe 3 different characters that I saw.
Okay.
In my little opinion. Well, Simone was like very natural and easy with it and funny. I like when
because she's always herself.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do when you have a challenge. You have to be yourself and apply it to whatever you're doing.
No,
so,
I guess.
I preferred Simone personally. And so I think Simone should have had 5 wins, and it should be clear, cut, and easy to decide that she should win. The only reason why I feel like Gottmik might have an upper hand over Simone is because Gottmik has a platform. And Simone took a very long time to establish what the hell her platform was. We had this conversation.
A point of view.
Point of view. I keep getting messages.
And you keep looking at them.
Because it's vibrating, it's distracting me. So Gottmik's platform, the moment she came in the room, she's like, let's crash the system. We knew she was a trans man and she was advocating for trans rights. And it was very clear straight throughout the entire season, While Simone, yes, you see her, she's a black queen. They were filming this in the middle of Black Lives Matter, the marches in LA and everything, even when they had that one episode where I think Tamisha Iman, Candy Muse, and Lala Ree, I don't remember if it was all of those girls, but a few of those girls were having a conversation in the mirror about the marches and stuff. I don't remember Simone really saying much. And you can feel how you feel privately, but when you're on a show like this, and it's not just about your marks when you're on the show and how many challenges you win, it's about likability out of the show. It's about connecting with people and identifying with different groups. I feel like she lost me there because it took her a while for me to hear her say something about something really important that was affecting the entire world. And it was not until probably she wore the white dress that said say their names, I was like, okay, she is speaking on it in a way. Well, Gottmik straight throughout, you could tell what her point of view was on the world and what was important to her specifically. And Gottmik might have the upper hand there, also because RuPaul and World of Wonder wants to let everyone know, the fans specifically, that they are not hating on trans queens and they are okay with them and they're trying to have them be included in the show.
Trans masculine queens.
Well, maybe this is just a step forward, a stepping stone for them. They have a trans masculine queen on the show now. Next, it might be a trans woman on the show. Like Peppermint was a trans woman on the show. Gia Gunn came back for All Stars. We've had that, but for Peppermint, it wasn't. She didn't come on the show broadcasting who she was. She said, well, Bob the Drag Queen, Peppermint never said this. I don't know if Peppermint said this, but Bob the Drag Queen keeps saying Peppermint has never shied away from the fact that she's a trans woman. But on the show, Peppermint talked about her experience in Russia at the airport and being attacked at school, in high school. But she never literally said out of her mouth, I am a trans woman. So for someone coming in through the door day one representing that, I feel like we're going closer to it. It might happen because of Gottmik.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really close. It's really close.
It's really close. It's going to be a photo finish. I feel like no matter what happens, those two will end up in the last lip sync.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make any sense for them to put Gottmik versus Simone right away.
No. They have to build up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you want to get into some topics from the timeline?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Are you a fan of the Avengers franchise or all of those superhero movies?
I'm not really a fan. I've watched some.
Were you a fan of that photo that leaked a while back of Chris?
Oh, Chris Evans photo?
Yeah. Were you a fan of that?
I mean, I'm always a fan of a celebrity nude. I always go look at it. I wouldn't say I was personally gagging, but
well, the internet was going bananas.
They go with bananas over everything.
Everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's the biggest dong I've seen in my life."
If I remember, it was thick.
I don't even remember specifically, but maybe. But anyways, the Lizzo seems to have been daydreaming about it for the past couple of months because she slid in his DMs.
What'd she say?
Just like, oh, I'm drunk and I think you're cute or something. Like, it was a drunk thing, but he responded to her.
What'd he say?
Oh, he was very cute about it. It was like, ha ha ha, thank you or whatever. But can you see them being together?
No.
Why not? You don't think he dates black girls? Or fat girls?
Why is it always that with you?
I'm just trying to understand why you think he wouldn't like her.
So why don't you just ask why?
She is a black woman. She is a fluffy woman. She's a musician. She's a musician. That's what we call thicker girls in Jamaica. We say fluffy. She's a musician. So those are like some of the things that you use to describe Lizzo.
I just don't know if I see them together. Although they both seem like they have like a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he does a lot of comedies.
Interviews and stuff. So I could see that. But he's a super sweet guy. I feel like maybe she's into somebody who's a little bit more
rough around the edges.
Not rough, but like alpha.
You don't think Chris is alpha? Captain America?
He's Captain America on TV.
I don't know.
In real life, he seems like a really nice guy. Which is fine for some people, but I think maybe she likes more of a... Yeah, because her personality is so loud.
I don't even know what her type is. I saw a photo of her maybe a few weeks ago or a month ago. She was somewhere and this guy was standing beside her and people thought it was her boyfriend. I don't know. It was a black guy with like dreads or something. I don't know if it was her boyfriend or what.
I've never heard of her being linked to anyone.
Really? Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it was somebody else. But I'm pretty sure it was her. I don't know what her type is, but I just see her being able to like kick it with anyone she feels like she can have a good nighttime session with. I don't see her being like, I need someone dominant who's gonna slap me around and like talk to me like this. I just feel like she's the type of
No.
girl that's like, if we can like have a good time when the moon is up, then we're good. Because in the daytime we both have jobs and we're both like doing something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
I see that. Big news today, not breaking because this happened like maybe an hour or so ago, but the George Floyd trial, Derek was found guilty on all counts.
The Derek Chauvin trial, yeah.
Yeah, Derek Chauvin. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's great. Great to hear. It doesn't often go in that direction. It
No, it
might
does
be,
not.
maybe it's a sign of things to come. It was also one of like the quickest jury deliberations for this kind of high-profile trial we've ever seen. It's only 10 hours. So it seems like...
I had a feeling it would be quicker than normal just because this has been going on for so long. It's been almost a full year since George Floyd passed, was killed by Derek. And it's been huge. Like, this was one of the biggest stories of 2020 globally. So all the jurors knew what was going on. Everyone already had an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure all of the jury had already seen the video.
Of course.
And they have been, the whole trial has been, there's been cameras in it for it. And a lot of the testimonies have been pretty damning on, like, damning for him.
I mean, his wife left him when it all happened.
So, I would too.
Yeah.
It's pretty, imagine seeing that video, you'd be like, oh, this is pretty disgusting.
Yeah. Based on what everyone who's testified said about him, he's not a really great person. I'm glad we got him. What I want to know from you is, do you feel as if he will be given the maximum penalty for all 3 counts?
The maximum penalty I read for all 3 counts is 65 years. I think that's if you serve them back to back. Because the worst charge he got was the 2nd-degree murder, and which is a maximum of 40 years. I think maybe he'll get the maximum. I don't know. I haven't been watching, so I don't know how the judge is feeling. But it's all up to the judge,
Waters
right?
called out the judge, and the judge responded in the courtroom like not being pleased that he was being called out. Like, oh, I'm not biased or whatever. I would love for him to serve all 60 years, but I'm not... If it doesn't happen, I wouldn't be shocked. You know what I mean? If they give him like 24 years, I'd be like, yeah, that's something that they might do.
I mean, how long do people go to jail for murder?
Black people for life. A lot of people do way less than that, and they're in jail for life.
Because if he did get 40 years, that could be life for him.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how old he is, but he looks like a middle-aged man, probably past 50.
No.
He's not? He's not that old?
I don't think so.
You're kidding me. He's younger than that.
I mean, I've only seen a picture of him, but...
Yeah, based on his photos.
He looks like... like a rough late 30s, early 40s.
No way. Could never be 30s. He's had a hard life then. Like, that's a hard 30 something if he is. I was being generous when I said 50 something because my mind initial is like maybe 62.
Okay, you're just being ridiculous now.
No, that's what he looks like to me. When I look at someone on the outside and I gauge their age, I'm gauging their age based off my parents. And
why do you do that?
Because my parents are people of a certain age and they look a certain way. And if you look older than they do, then I'm assuming you're older than they are. But everyone looks different, so that's why.
How is that accurate in any sense of?
Nothing is accurate in any sense of it. swipe. Because you can't look at someone and tell their age.
But you know your parents look young for their age, so why would you compare everyone in the world to your parents?
Because they're my point of reference.
Yeah, that's such a flawed point of reference to have, is my point, so why would you continue having it as your point of reference?
What point of reference is not flawed when looking at someone and assuming their age? Let me know.
You compare them to other people in the world that you've seen that age?
A lot of people in the world that I've seen around that age look pretty good. Because I know my parents for their age that they are, and I know other celebrities for the age that they are, and they all look pretty
Celebrities.
decent. I don't know many people in my real life outside of my parents and who I see on TV that are older, so what do you want from me?
Nothing.
I thought so. Did you see that clip of Joseline's Cabaret?
That's her new show, the Zeus show?
Yes, it's in season 2 right now.
It's in season 2?
Yeah, this is the second season.
Oh. Well, the second season's certainly making more, getting more buzz than the first season.
The first season got some buzz, but this specific clip that they released for the promo...
Yeah, I saw the double homicide clip.
Oh my god. For those of you who have not seen it, I don't even know. Like, you need to go look it up. Go Google it somewhere. Go on the Shade Room, on Twitter. You'll see it everywhere. Joseline is trying to be... Like, you can tell she was trying to have a serious moment. She was trying to, like, be serious and have a grounded one-on-one... Well, it wasn't one-on-one. She was just addressing all the girls. She has a cabaret show. And it's really cute, to be honest. She takes girls that are on the streets, in the clubs, and she's trying to give them a platform to better themselves. And she was talking about, this could be a great opportunity for you guys. Take it and, like, do well with it. And this girl just, she gets emotional because she understands the gravity of her situation and how being there can really elevate her to a different place. And the girl comes forward and she tells her story. As you do on a reality TV show, you tell your story because you have to have a storyline, right? And she's like, yeah, I was in a bad situation in the gutter and I had to abort twins because the guy I was with didn't want me and the babies, and just pouring her heart on her sleeve. And someone in the background says, you want to give them the infamous line?
I don't even remember what it was.
They're like, not double homicide.
Oh, not double homicide. I just remember the double homicide part.
Yeah.
So foul.
Foul. When I heard it first, I was shocked. I literally, my jaw was on the floor. I was like...
And then the girl at the front turns around and she's like,
bitch! The fuck?
And she's like, I'm sorry.
I could, like, not even to be funny, I couldn't see myself saying that out loud to anyone. Because your body, your choice, first of all. And second, you don't know the situation. And she's trying to explain to you, like, she was in a bad spot. And it must have been really hard to do that. But it became a huge meme over the past week. And everyone's running with it. I think they released another clip of the girl who said the double homicide comment, of her, like, explaining why she said it.
And she said it's because the girl waited till the babies were long enough that she knew the gender and knew it was twins to get the abortion.
Yeah. She had no remorse. She was like, I said what I said. She's like, yeah, I said double homicide, and what? She did kill 2 babies. Oh my goodness. What's your stance on, like, that? Having an abortion later on? Do you have a stance on it?
No, I don't think about it.
Okay, I'm just asking.
What's my stance on late-term abortions?
I think the first time we saw that clip, the first clip, we looked up, like, at what point can you get an abortion? And it was supposed to be, 6 weeks, generally?
Yeah. I think, because you can't get it right away.
Well, right away you'd get, like, a morning after pill. Like,
right.
Apart from that, I don't know how it works, but all I know is that line, that clip will live on the internet forever, and it will be something to watch.
Oh, for
I
sure.
feel like I'm almost want to go and download Zeus just to watch this show. Because Joseline is very funny and she's good TV. And with this cast of girls, I can just imagine the hilarity that's going to ensue.
I just saw this article on Twitter that says Phaedra Parks is coming back to Bravo. But then I opened up the article and apparently she's only coming back for one episode of Watch What Happens Live called Bravo Blast from the Past, Real Housewives. She's going to be on the episode and it looks back at some of like the past iconic moments that made Bravo history. But now everyone's of course like the conversation about bringing Phaedra back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do you think she should come back?
No. What? I like Phaedra. I think she's great for reality TV, but there has to be a line, and I think she crossed it, and she shouldn't come back.
Ever?
She can come back, like, on Real Housewives of Atlanta? No. On some other show? For sure. Like, go on Love and Hip Hop. Go on Married to Medicine. Whatever else. Go to a different city and join their cast. But on that cast with Candy and the rest of the girls, I don't think it would be a great idea. It would just be too contentious. And I don't see it being great for them.
Well, they'd have to get Candy to agree to it.
And also Portia. I don't know if Portia wants to work with her. Because Portia took a lot of heat for maybe a year or two without that story, while Phaedra sat there on the sidelines like, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if... And Candy and Portia are like the top two girls on the show right now since Nene has left.
Wow, that's shading Kenya.
Kenya is there for like just to stir the pot and be messy, but she's not one of the top girls. That's for sure. I mean, remember, she just came back since she had the baby and she divorced Mark. Well, separated or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't watch this season, but aren't most of the storylines Portia and Kenya centered?
You see, the thing is, even though a storyline, you can be involved with a storyline for most of the season, you can still not carry any weight. Exhibit A, that new girl that's from Toronto who's like Trinidadian. Latoya forever, the YouTuber. She has been very messy. This is her first season holding a peach, and I guess she came in thinking, I need to secure this bag and make sure they call me back next year. They don't think I'm boring. So she went out of her way to start beef with whoever she thought she could, like, one up. And the fans just hate her.
Do they?
Oh yeah, the fans don't like her. They just think she's messy for no reason. And it's like, you can be a little messy and sneaky because we like that in the show. But if you're just going to go out of your way to insult people blatantly and just be extremely rude about it, because when the girls shade each other on that show, it's normally done in a whimsical way, or like it's catty, but at the same time it's a little funny. There's a balance.
Right. It's
not just mean, stab. And Latoya just came in a little too harsh. It's a Bravo, Andy Cohen type thing. It's not a Mona Scott Young type of thing.
What does that mean?
It means like the housewives, they break bottles and they act a fool, but...
The housewives do?
Yeah. They break bottles and they act a fool a lot of times, but it's very rare when it goes to a place that's really dark, and where you have like Love and Hip Hop, it's like this format, it's expected there is supposed to be a fight. If there's not a fight, then it's like, that's not what I came for. The formats are a little different. That's all. Want to get into this topic?
Yeah.
So you guys have been listening to the podcast. Thank you.
But if the Too Much podcast isn't enough, there's a whole lot more content on Michael's YouTube.
Yeah, I post like every single week and I have literally too much going on over there.
Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and please drop a comment and tell us what you thought or what you'd like to see Michael do next.
Bye. Oh, no. Back to the show.
So I saw this New York Times opinion piece called "You Can Be a Different Person After the Pandemic," and they talked to this teacher who her husband died, and he was kind of always the adventurous one, and getting her out to do things, and that's not really her personality. But since he's died, she's kind of trying to live in his image and try those new things. So she's trying to be like more extroverted, and she's like going to classes because a lot of the things that she wants to do, you have to like work with other people and strangers and stuff like that.
Right.
And so it's just kind of talking in the article, and it got me thinking, people have been working from home for so long that when they actually go back to the office, you could really be a different person and change your personality.
Yeah, I mean, personalities aren't necessarily set in stone per se, but I have a personal philosophy of mine that people don't change, but they adapt to different situations. And so I don't know if it's necessarily changing her personality or coming up with a brand new one, but maybe just tweaking certain stuff so that she can experience more things. It's like when you are an introvert, but you want to meet friends, so your mom or dad will like say, go join a club, go to a mixer, and you force yourself to go out there and you force yourself to be the first one to engage in a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you end up liking it. It doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden this big extrovert, but you just took a chance and it paid off.
Yeah.
And you're having fun with it. I think that's great.
Yeah, I think so too. I remember I used to move around a lot, and I was always like, I could just start over and be a different person. And even when I moved to Toronto after college, I was like, I should just change my name because I didn't like my name at the time. And
You
I
want
was
to go
like,
with James?
yeah, I was like, I should just have people call me by my middle name instead. Because you can't just like, who wants to be like that person who's like, oh, call me a different name. But like if you're moving to a new city and you just introduce yourself as a different name, then it's not weird. And then all of a sudden everyone's calling you that.
I guess. I've thought about that once before, but it wasn't because I went to a new city, but I went to a new job. And I was like, maybe I'll just have them call me by this. But I just didn't. When people are like, what's your name? I'm like, Michael. I thought about it, then I was like, no, I don't want to because I'm so forgetful. Even though I'm not going to give you like a name that I don't know, like, or I've never used before. But what if I was like, oh, call me by Jaquan? If you like call me that tomorrow, I'll probably not answer because I'm not used to people in this area calling me that.
Right.
And I'm very forgetful in that way. But do you think it's fake to emerge from quarantine with a brand new personality?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's who you want to be. How fake is it? You fake it till you make it. In the beginning, you intentionally have to do things differently, but after a while of doing things differently, then it becomes nature. Then is it faking it anymore? No, it's just a habit.
That's a point. That's definitely a point. If you've been doing it for that long, at some point it's just who you are at this point. I love to clean house after a period of time. And when I say that, it's not spring cleaning, guys. It's more like reassessing people in my life and like trying to see who is still necessary to be around me and who is not. Do you do that at all? Then do you think a lot of people will be doing this between last year, March, when the pandemic started, to now? Do you think a lot of people have been doing it or will start doing it when things go back to normal?
I think people have probably been doing it over the past year or so. Um, I don't think they'll just suddenly do it when things go back to normal. I think it's probably been a process over the past couple of years. I mean, also just like spending so much time alone, you like see who actively reaches out to you, you know what I mean? And those who there's like a lot of distance because you're not physically seeing each other anymore.
Right. I do that every year. Like every year that I can remember since I was probably 17, I would go through and look at the people I have around, being like, what type of value do you bring to me? Do I even like you? Because we could have been friends for a hot minute, and then I see a part of you that really does not resonate with me, and I no longer want to be around that, and I will cut that off. I remember it happened once, and I probably handled this very poorly. I was younger. I don't do this anymore. I'm more of a head on. God, my tongue's tied. I'm more of a head on type of person now. But many years ago, there was someone that was in my life that I was like, I don't think we're great as friends, and I don't want to be around you. And I just stopped talking to him. I ghosted them, and like they would text me and call me, and I just deleted it, the number. I remember once they messaged me on Facebook, even like, you don't talk to me anymore, and I was just like, Jesus, it's been months, get over it. And this was so bad. I responded and I was like, yeah, I just don't feel like we have anything in common, or we need to be friends anymore. Like, I don't see you being good for me, or vice versa.
Yeah, I don't understand when people don't take the hint. It's like, if I'm not really responding to you, if I'm drifting away, I'm drifting away intentionally.
Yeah.
But I guess they want to reach out and see, did they do anything wrong, et cetera, et cetera. But if someone's drifting away from me, I'm like, okay, I guess time to drift. Friends for a season.
What are some changes you're definitely going to be making after the pandemic is over and we have a sense of normalcy where we can go out and enjoy amenities that we cannot enjoy right now?
Changes? I don't know if I'm going to be making any changes.
So everything you did pre-pandemic, you would pretty much do the same thing, because life, you never missed out on anything back then, basically.
Yeah. I think it'll just be back to what life was like before. For me.
For me, I'd like to travel more. I used to work a lot and I didn't take vacations. Like literally, I wouldn't take my vacation time because I'm like, I don't have any plans to go anywhere. I don't really need to go anywhere. I'm fine. And so I don't want to be in that mentality anymore where I'm just on this wheel going, going, going. I'd like to see more of the world. So when I'm able to, I will be doing a lot of that.
I mean, I like to travel. But I mean, the money has to be there.
I don't worry about money. Money will come, as they say.
Right. I think I'll try. I think when things go back to normal, I'll travel as often as I did before, which wasn't that often. Every few years, I don't know.
I want to do a lot of like tours around the world, maybe backpack through Europe. I don't know. I just want to go someplace. I want to do something, get out of my city. At least that. When New Year's Eve comes and it's like, oh my God, new year, new me, new year resolution. Will the end of the pandemic be very similar, where it's like, end of the pandemic, new me? Well, we talked about that earlier, but like a resolution, something I must do to commemorate the end of this. Like, go bungee jumping.
No.
Well, no to the bungee jumping, or no to no resolutions?
No to the bungee jumping. No, I'm not going to do anything to... I mean, I'll go out, but I don't even know if that's going to be right away. You know what I mean? The end of the pandemic is going to be so... It's not going to end as quickly as it started.
No, it's not going to be like March 13th. It's done. The world is back to normal.
Yeah.
Go do whatever you want to do.
It'll just be like kind of back to normal, and then back to normal, but they'll be like, we'll be doing things, but there'll still be cases, so then I probably won't want to do those things because cases are still you know what I mean?
But if you have the vaccine, then will you be a little less concerned because your chances of like getting dangerously ill are slim?
Maybe, but you can still spread it to other people.
Right,
So,
but at that point, don't you... I don't even know, because the hope is, based on the CDC and a lot of people in government, that everyone will have the vaccine. So the risk of spreading it to someone and them getting dangerously ill is far and few in between because everyone has the vaccine. So even if you have it, because you can have it even with the vaccine, but spreading it to someone that it can affect won't be an issue. That's what they're hoping for.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's it for this week's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Wherever you're listening to us on, whether it's on Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, you name it, Anchor, please leave a comment, rate us. It helps people find our podcast. Go check out my Patreon. Go check out my YouTube channel. We post videos about Drag Race and other things every single week. For the past few months, mostly about Drag Race, but you get the gist of it. Thank you so much for listening, and bye.